Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Philip from AntiBSGroup. For this video I think I'm going to be talking about some of the things that have been in the paper the last couple of days, last little bit, and some of the comments from it. So I mean, the debate really is, one of them is the recent deliveries of the C-130 Hercules J model to the Canadian Forces, and as well as the C-17s, which were done in the last few years, and the current procurement of replacement fighter aircraft to replace the F-18s, CF-18s. So, I mean, my thoughts on the C-130 Hercules aircraft. Some of you guys, some people who know me very well. Now that I've had a chance to ride in, I've gotten rides in a lot of military aircraft, including the Hercules, or old Hercules. I remember the number, Hercules, the actual number that I was on was 452, aircraft 452, for that. And I believe for I've been on Griffin helicopter, I think it was 450, or something along those lines. I forget the numbers that was on it. On the Griffin. I know I was taking a picture of one Griffin. It was number 454 or 544 or whatever it was. I don't remember. And that was over 10 years ago. So, yeah. But what can I say about the Hercules? I think it's a great aircraft. I mean, anything that's been flying, it's a solid aircraft. Canada's been flying here for what, close to 50 years now, since it came out. It's a great, solid, dependable aircraft when it's well maintained. And that's just something Canada is good for, and they're very well known for, is maintaining their equipment or aircraft very well, or equipment very well. A lot of blood, sweat, tears into late hours. So sorry about that, people, guys. That was lame. But yeah, they work hours. I mean, I think it was like almost 50 hours of maintenance or flight hour for the Sea King helicopters to stay in the air, keep them in the air. It was getting up there in that time, and the Hercs are approaching. I think probably close to approaching those numbers. The Hornets, like we saw past summer in Leithbridge, Alberta, there's that Hornet crash. Yeah, so I mean, it's starting to say, okay, we need to look at replacing these aircraft. I mean, but what can we replace the Hornet with? Or can we replace this aircraft with? Or what can we get that complement, let's say the C-130, what complement what we already have to do the job? The Hornet, I mean, what can you replace the Hornet with? You can go with the Super Hornet, a tried and true aircraft. We can go with the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter, or we can go with something else. I mean, the original Hornet, the ones we have are Generation 4 fighter aircraft. They're decent aircraft. They're decent fighters. They're actually pretty decent aircraft. I don't mind them. But I think it's a single engine. The Hornet's a twin engine aircraft. The F-35 is single. To give you no shitter, Hornets, twin engines. When were they originally built? 1978. So that was what, 43 years ago, close to 43 years, 42, 43 years ago. Engines 40 years ago were not very reliable. I mean, I worked in the aviation industry, so I'm going to tell you this stuff. So I'm going to tell you this, the Hornets, two engines, they're reliable, but what we have today is more reliable. And if you look, like on the Globe Mail, that was on this morning anyways, or last night, they had the picture of the Chinese stealth aircraft, which was twin engine. Here's what I say: the aircraft engineers. I'm not an aeronautical engineer, nothing. But generally speaking, engineers only give you enough power, generally speaking, to haul what you haul at a certain speed. So if the aircraft was that big, yeah, the Chinese aircraft was huge for a fighter. So it's more of a bomber, more size of a bomber. So it needs the two engines, size of the aircraft, payload, fuel, and all that. It needs to be kept in mind. People saying the F-35 has its issues. It does. It's the vertical takeoff. It's that the one for the Marines is the problem. The ones that Canada are hopefully or may not get are alpha models. They're the basic model. So yeah, think about it. We're not getting the advanced model, but we're getting. I think that F-35 has potential to be a good, great fighter someday. It's not. I mean, people say, "Oh, single engine, it's not good for not what Canada needs." Means something twins, it's Super Hornet or something like that. Well, everybody has their own opinions, and I'm the same mind. Yeah, they have reliability issues. It's teething issues. It's some of the greatest fighters: the Mustang, the Thunderbolt, the P-47, the P-1, the not really the A-10, the F-16, the F-15, all the great fighters, the Corsair from World War II, all have some teething issue. What related to whatever, cooling, flight control, whatever. Corsair is engine related, and that the engine that's in the Corsair fighter, the Bot F-4U Corsair, is actually the same one in the CL-215 water bombers. Yeah, ironic, isn't it? That stuff developed for war can be used for good. A lot of our technology in aviation, guess where that comes from? The military aviation. Over the years, TCAS, aviation, transponders, aviation, military. Sorry. Radals, military. GPS navigation, military. ELTs, emergency locator transmitters, military. Think about it, people. Think about it. These things are FADEC, full authority digital engine control. Military. That's a simple. Look at your fighters. Look at your bombers. Look at all this. A lot of this technology is now coming out of the civilian market. It's developed for the military market first, then civilian market. Military tested out. FADEC's been around for quite a number of years. So has it's basically electronic fuel injection. Electronic fuel for FADEC. It's very computerized, much like our electronic EFI in our today's car. It's a computer control system. It calculates their temperatures, all this, and it'll tell you, okay, it needs this much fuel for this. So if I push the throttle forward, it will go to a certain point and say, okay, temperature high. So their computer say, okay, if you can't do that, it will stop. It won't let you do it. It won't let you kill the engine. So it's a good system, and it'll tell you a lot of different things. So yeah, what would be a good fighter for Canada? Well, there's many. The Russians make great aircraft, fighter aircraft, but they're not for Canada. They're too short range. The French, they make great aircraft. Excuse me, fast, interesting aircraft. But are they right for Canada? I'm not too sure about that. Indians, they're in the aircraft market industry. They make their aircraft. Maybe, maybe not. I don't really say anything they're successful. The Chinese, they have the manufacturing might, but I think their equipment is junk overall. So we can't really do much. The only good companies that we can go for is British, German, or American. We used to have the American Canada, so I'm saying, well, this is what I think. Here's the no shitter part. What I think. Canada needs to do this: build our own fighter aircraft fighter replacements. Yes, it'll cost billions, millions of dollars to do it, but is it what would we rather have? Something that's designed not for what our needs are? Yeah, but okay, that's no shitter part. For the F-35, what's the pros and cons of the F-35? Pro, fleet interoperability with the U.S. military, U.S. forces, for whatever. We are able to have the same equipment. We're up to date with that. C-130Js, same thing. We can interoperate with it. They have more advanced avionics. They're more accurate in their airdrops. C-17s, that I can't tell really much about the C-17 Loadmasters, really fully, so I'm not going to really comment on their capabilities. So the C-130 is a great aircraft to do that. Very easily, very comfortable aircraft to fly. If you don't mind the noise. What did I say? Oh, let's say here. Aircraft have a service life, whether flight hours or cycles, takeoff and landing. Most aircraft usually reach their hours for their cycles. Some aircraft, depending on how they're operated, reach their cycles for the flight hours. High cycle time aircraft is a classic example. That Hawaiian Airlines, that Kaloha flight, that 737 that lost its top in Hawaii back in the 80s. That was because it's going up and down, up and down. It's doing rapid high cycle. It's a high cycle rate aircraft. That just went, oh, okay, boom. Top side, okay. Their friend said, okay, I can't take this, and it'll pop. Poof. Structural failure. That's one problem. That's high cycle time. High flight time, it's more metal fatigues, some metal fatigue and high stress areas of the airframe, like wings, tail, things like that. They take the brunt of the punishment. We have in aviation. I'll tell you this right now. In aviation, there's several levels to check. Your A check is your basic, minor stuff. B check, a bit more in depth. D check, C check, more in depth. D check, you're starting to pull the aircraft apart really a lot, to go in every nook and cranny, look at every nook and cranny, clean the airframe, look for structural damage, look for damage, corrosion, stuff like that. NET, ultrasonic testing, all that stuff is done. Engines are done, looked at thoroughly, props are looked at, everything's done. Labs come out, labs get their service. All that. I know, I've done these checks. I've done some A, B, C, D checks on 1900 aircraft. So, I mean, it takes about a week to 2 weeks to do a good check on these aircraft. For us, there's just one crew, it's just day shift that's working on the aircraft. I generally took care of the cargo compartment, which this aircraft had the lab in it, so I was taking care of the labs. I had a system that worked good for me, so I'm not gonna say what it is. It's yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. But on the mode, aircraft, when they get maintained, they're looked after. You have a good chief, good crew. You're not gonna miss much. You're not gonna miss anything. But you can have times, and your whole crew, the whole crew's exhausted. They're beat. They've been going for 6 days, pretty much, only sleeping a few hours a night and go back to work. And I've been there. I worked 70 hours, 75, almost 80 hours in 1 week. Because I just got in there in the morning, got my stuff going, set up. Because every day, it's only took me a few days to do the cargo area. So I had a few days to do other jobs, other tasks. Other maintenance tasks, helping other guys out, type of deal. So I'm gonna sign this video off. Sign off in this video. We're approaching the limits. So I hope to say thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Probably it's gonna be a two-parter, so I might do another video a bit later on it. But so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.